And welcome back to Retrospect My Fantasy, where we are currently taking a look at the Final Fantasy franchise from beginning to end, and we're working on installment number 13. Now, before we get into the game, I've got a couple of announcements to go over. Announcement number one is that we are partners with Humble. So if you take that link right there that I just threw into chat, that'll take you to the Humble homepage, where you can sign up for Humble Monthly, which is like a loot box loot crate or bark box, except for games. They get put into your Humble library, and you can download them and play them whenever you wish. It's about $12 a month, and you get, roughly speaking, about $150 worth of games. There's also Humble Bundles, which are a large collection of titles, usually games, but they also include sometimes like art and industry software, sometimes ebooks, sometimes audiobooks, sometimes comics. Like right now there's a pretty good one by Magix that is all a large portion of their current creative suite. So there's a bunch of photo editing and video and audio editing software and a web page design software as well, which is, I think, for the highest end for everything you only need to pay $20, which is like a tenth the price that you'd have to pay if you bought them all outside of this bundle. Or, and the final way you can pick things up is through the Humble Store, which frequently just has a bunch of awesome sales. And by using that link that I threw up in chat, not only do you pick up yourself some awesome titles, you also help support some amazing charities. You also help support this channel. And our own personal charity, which is Doctors Without Borders. To date, we've raised $45 last I checked for Doctors Without Borders. So thank you guys very much for helping support this channel and helping get some people that need help, the help that they can need. Words. Now, and last thing is that we are going to be participating in a special event tomorrow where we will be playing Next Up Hero, which is kind of a twin stick shooter. It's part of a promotional event by the developers, and we got asked to join in on that, and I accepted, so we will be participating. It's going on all day. We're going to be seeing tons of people playing it on Twitch, but we got asked to participate in that, and I agreed, so we will. Now, let us get into the game and see what we need to do. So, yesterday last time on Final Fantasy 13, we left off at the Oberta village, which is where Fang and Vanille grew up, and where they became l'Cie. We have found a whole mess. Yep, a whole mess of Seath, and we've been fighting him. We also found a tiny little robot that used to be Vanille's, and it died after saying goodbye to her. But Zaz believes he can put it back together. So we're kind of working on making that happen. It's kind of a submission. And in doing so, we mostly just need to kill a bunch of l'Cie, or Seath. So we're going to try and clear out this whole village to get rid of all the items to rebuild this thing. That way we can make Vanille happy before we go and kill one of her gods. Because that's what the people of both worlds thought of the fal'Cie. They thought of them as kind of godlike beings, and hopefully we're going to go... I mean, we've killed one. Hopefully we'll go and kill some more and, you know, be really, really awesome. Actually, if you're a long-time Square player, like Square Enix games, there's a lot of killing gods in Square Enix games. And I don't just mean like the self-made human gods. But just in general, there's a lot of their games where you have to kill gods. I wonder what that says about Square and their thoughts on organized religion. Oof. That sucks. Can you guys not cast the big spells when the two of them are right next to each other? I mean, I guess I could just take over. But the enemies change positions, and the auto attack knows exactly what elements the enemies are going to be weak to, so we don't even have to worry about that. Oh, good. You even the playing field, so now Lightning doesn't have to feel so bad about having so few hit points. I mean, she's still significantly lower than anybody else, but, you know, it's not so bad, right? Oh, now this Taxon's gonna take it. So I was actually checking out the game a little bit last night, next to Pyro. I didn't actually play it. I want to save all my playtime for tomorrow, so we can see just how bad I am at games when I first pick them up. But it looks kind of interesting. It looks like it's maybe a twin-stick shooter, or something similar, kind of isometric view, and a significant portion of the game seems to be dying, and then after you die, picking up like having somebody pick up your spirit essentially and using that to help them fight. I don't know if they have to collect so many spirits or like what the whole thing requires, but it seems kind of interesting. Like, you don't control your spirit directly when they pick it up. They just kind of get, for lack of a better term, an avatar of you. Seems kind of interesting. I am definitely excited to be playing it. The graphics are a bit cartoony, which lends itself to a lot of potential. Because cartoony graphics aren't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I know a lot of people immediately assume that cartoony graphics are, but you could have a cartoony game deal with some serious stuff. It'll just use typically, if a really heavy game uses cartoony styling, it's to do a couple of things. One of which is that's just the art style that the studio likes, so that's one possibility. Another is that they're using the cutesy art style to kind of lull people in. And then the last reason that I could think of, at least to use like a really cutesy kind of cartoony style, is so the game doesn't weigh so heavily on the people playing it. Because if the game's really heavy and then the graphics are also like really intense, that can actually detract from the game for some people. Because it's just like super intense. And that can definitely be a problem sometimes. Oh, Hope, you're a hot mess right now. I really don't like fighting these guys, but Hope... Please don't cast on Hope. Well, you didn't mostly get Hopes, that's good. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Hope, he does have a lot of very good qualities, and the fact that his magic skill is through the roof. Holy hell. Alright, so how about some solidarity here? Ho ho ho! We caught Hope just barely in the nick of time. Holy cow. Enjoy! Alright, come on, Hope. Get those hit points back up. We could really use to bringing the pain right now would be very, very good.
Thank you.
There we go. Because this guy's almost dead. We just need to finish him off. If you're wondering why there's a spoon in my coffee, I've actually had a couple of people ask me this. It's because I drink about 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, and I put about a teaspoon of sugar, brown sugar, in my coffee every time I make it. So I do a couple of things that are a little odd. First off, I will use the same coffee cup and spoon. Like, I rinse it out in between each drinking, but probably 3 or 4 days before just the coffee buildup gets to the point where it's really, really gross. And then the other one is because I put a teaspoon of sugar in instead of using up a million different spoons. I just keep the spoon in there. Well, when I drink tea, it's a completely different story. When I drink tea, it is honey and lemon juice, and I effectively slow roll the honey into the steeping tea as I pour the water in. That way it has more time to God, my words today, they're just gone. Dissolve, or not, it's not really dissolve, just make things a bit more infused, is I guess the technical term for tea. Alright, buddy. Turn around. Nope, you don't need to be looking at me. There's nothing going on over here, man. Damn it. I wonder if we... Is there a stealth mechanic in this? I doubt it. But that could be interesting if there was. I mean, based on what I've seen from 15, there very well may be a stealth mechanic in 15. Seeing as how it's more open world and... Actually, it looks a lot more like it plays like a Kingdom Hearts, which is not a bad thing. I love the hell out of some Kingdom Hearts. So I am down if that's what the game is going to give us. And I don't even necessarily like Kingdom Hearts. Like, so I know a lot of people love Kingdom Hearts because, you know, the infusion of Final Fantasy with Disney, and that's neat. But I think it's just a good, like, they tell a fairly compelling story, and it's a very, very good combat system, or just in game system in general. The explorations is mostly fun. There are definitely some levels that aren't great.
Thanks.
But the environments are really flavorful. It's just a very well put together game. That's about all I really have to say about Kingdom Hearts. Just very well put together. Kingdom Hearts 2, a little less so. Better storytelling, but the worlds and the environments are a little less. I've played about half of Chain of Memories, and though I did not like the combat system in Chain of Memories, I did not like the pseudo card game. The storyline was really interesting, and I haven't played. Oh, hey! Look at Lightning. She's really messed up. I haven't played any of the other Kingdom Hearts games. I know there's like, I know Kingdom Hearts 3 is on its way out, or in like 2 years, but still. And I know that was there something, some number of days, I don't know what it is, but I hear that's quite good. And connects philosophically, but obviously not linearly. It connects philosophically as a prequel. Is there another one? Or has there just been also the 2 HD remakes? I want to say there's another Kingdom Hearts. But because, obviously, if I don't know it very well, it probably means it didn't get a lot of attention, at least in amongst the people that I hang out with. Which, as a whole, honestly, played a lot of JRPGs back in the day, but most of them haven't kept up with that. Most of them have switched over to first-person shooters and more action-oriented games. Trying to think if there's anything that as a whole, as like my friend group plays here. So typically how my friend group breaks down is we find a game that we all enjoy and we play the hell out of that game, all of us as a group, for a while, and then we stop because it's no longer fun, or we've completed it to an absurd degree, or whatever reason. And so a little while later, someone will find another game that might be the next whatever, and we'll do it all over again. It started with TF2. We were all really into TF2. We were playing Gold Rush and Badwater. Nightly. And not just like one playthrough. It was a map that cycled between Goldwater and Bad Rush. You know what I mean. Gold Rush and Badwater. Yeah, and we played that to a pretty absurd level. And then we stopped. Usually what happens is, you know, we'll either beat the game to a degree of our own satisfaction, or we'll just, you know, our schedules will not line up anymore and we have to stop for a while. And, you know, we'll continue to play off and on every once in a while in the game, but as a whole, it's pretty much over for the group. And that's pretty much what happened with TF2 is, you know, it was getting really weird. We weren't really enjoying it so much anymore. Our schedule wasn't aligning so that we could all play it together all the time. So we then, a year, something like that. We're all just, you know, kind of playing whatever games, Stalker, can't remember all like the different games we were all just playing. I finally like broke down and played the original Half-Life series, which is amazing if you are a PC gamer and you haven't played original Half-Life. I highly recommend picking it up. It's usually pretty cheap, and it's a very, very good first-person shooter. If first-person shooters aren't your thing, maybe we'll do it sometime. Let's see here, where was I? Oh, but then, I don't know which one of us found it. We found Killing Floor 1. And we all immediately knew that this was the game. We initially couldn't all play it together all the time like we wanted to, but we knew that this was our group game, and we played it off and on until we all got to a certain point where up to a certain difficulty was not a problem for us. Any one of us could beat it all the way up to hard, no problem. And even some maps on Suicidal, so there, in the original there was easy, normal, hard, Suicidal, which was the highest tier, and then later they added a 5th tier of difficulty, Hell on Earth. But any one of us could beat through hard, no problem. Easy peasy, no big deal. Ooh, Hope, you are hurt really badly.
This'll be quick.
So, we eventually start figuring out a schedule. It was a really weird schedule that was not really great. What it became was every Thursday night from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. That is when we played Killing Floor. And we got to the point in that game where we were in the top 0.2 percentile. And not just of achievements, like our strategies. Wait, so as we were mastering our suicidals, we have a whiteboard in our living room for D&D. And we would, after a night of playing, we would all meet at our house. Some of us don't obviously live in this house, because there's only 3 of us that live here. I guess that's not obvious. And we would all go out to Jack in the Box. And then we would come back to the house, and we would stay up until probably 3:30 in the morning. We would draw a crude map of the areas that we thought were good holding points, and we'd talk about class build and weapon compilation and like what these classes need to be handling at this point in order to make it work. Like, we got into it pretty hardcore. And then eventually we got all of our suicidals to our satisfactory and then started working on our Hell on Earths. And we got a portion of them, but not all of them. And so we were pretty much done with Killing Floor. Skip ahead another year or so, and there's a couple of games on our radar, but we don't really know which one we're leaning towards as a group, because that's kind of a difficult thing to ask a group of people. It's like, hey, what game are you going to be playing for the next year, right? Oh shit. So we started buying some of these games, and we started, trying to get into them and whatnot. The first one was a little game known as Warframe. And for a while, we had completed Warframe to the game's complete satisfaction. Like, the game is done. We have everything that the game can offer up to this point. Afterwards, like, Warframe has continuously put out tons of content. Every, 2 or 3 months, there's more content that comes out. And it has grown to a point where that game is just ridiculous and amazing. But another one of those games that we were taking a look at was Divine Cybermancy. EYE. Which is kind of a weird game. Not natively in English, so there's a lot of things that are lost in translation. And it is just pretty much a cyberpunk game with some, like, it's actually a lot closer to Shadowrun than, like, Cyberpunk 2020 or any other cyberpunk worlds. But it just didn't have enough there. We completed it as a group and maximized it in, I don't know, a month. So then we went back to Warframe. But while we were playing Warframe the second time, we were also starting to get into League of Legends. I don't know how many of you have played League, but if you are not good at League, it is a cesspool of vitriol and hate. Ooh, need 3 more parts to fix the robot. And I'm not sugarcoating it, because that's what it is. And even playing with your friends doesn't help that. Like, you will get angry with each other. Yeah. So, in fact, one notable point, although I was not participating in this, is while playing Warframe, there are alerts. There are special events that happen that are special missions that if you beat them, you get a special reward. And a couple of our friends had an alert tracker on their phone. Well, they were in the middle of a game of League, and it was not going great. So, what they do is they leave the game they tab out of League, tab out of League, launch Warframe, and do the mission in the middle of a League game. Now, if you're only doing a single mission in Warframe and you've got a full crew, a full complement of 4 people, there's even some of the more difficult missions. Actually, that's not true anymore. But back when this occurred, some of the more difficult missions you could do in like 2 minutes. If you were kitted out correctly and knew exactly what you were doing and only focused in on what you needed to do to complete that. That was quite an interesting story that they told me when I got home. But that's like, we would play multiple games concurrently just to try and find the next like game that grabbed us as a group. But the next big one was Killing Floor 2. Unfortunately, we all loved Killing Floor 1 so much that we jumped in on Killing Floor 2 when it was first day early access. We bought it. And it was there. Killing Floor was there. It was also very different. So in Killing Floor 1, we had that game down to a science. We knew exactly how many Zeds showed up at each wave, exactly where we needed to... If we were doing things correctly, none of us would ever move. There was no panicking. We could stand stock still and complete each wave with just our mouse. We could take our hands off of the keyboard. But Killing Floor 2, well, the enemies move in different ways. Their hitboxes are a little bit tighter. The weapons are different. There's very few maps have good holding spots. So everything that we had trained ourselves to do in Killing Floor 1, except for the no panicking part, didn't matter. It was completely irrelevant. Also, there weren't very many weapons, and there weren't very many classes in Killing Floor 2 at that point. So, like, most of us didn't maximize them. Like, I still don't have a fully kitted out class, but I've got some powerful classes, and I know most of the weapons. I've beaten most of the maps on at least, actually, on 2 difficulties. So, like, even with the game at the time when we were doing this not being what we went to that game for, it was not the experience we were looking for, it was still a quite enjoyable game. Now at this point, the game is freaking Rockstar A+ solid. No joke, it's a great game. I just started playing it again. And it's amazing. Which actually brings me... we haven't had a group game since pretty much Warframe and League, by the way. In case you were... Or since... Actually, that's not true. Since the very beginning of Killing Floor 2. We've not had a group game again. Just in case you were wondering. But our anniversary's coming up here pretty soon. I mean, it's a few months out. But July 25th is our official anniversary. I'm going to push it back to that weekend because I want to do something big to celebrate it. I haven't quite decided what yet, but my current thought is giving out a bunch of copies of Killing Floor 2 and doing a community day where I will be playing Killing Floor 2 all day and making groups with you guys. That's my current thought. It's not solidified yet, but that's what I'm thinking. Make our first community day the anniversary of bringing the stream back, which is actually, just in general, pretty close to the actual anniversary of the stream. So I'm doubly okay with that. Damn slows and annoying. Hate it. Hate slow. Even more than... I would prefer to be stopped or dead than slowed.
Give it your best shot. Thank you.
Come on, man. Get this slow off me. Oh, it's just going away. Hey, there we go. That's a little better. Getting rid of Hope's ability to use melee attacks. Oh, you're cute. Alright. Time to deliver the pain! Actually, I've got a couple of ideas for our anniversary and the first community days. Just the beginning that I've got in mind. Woo. Damn. He really brought the pain to Fang. Jesus. Well, doesn't matter if you prevent my ability to attack you after the last hit is done. A taming pole. Yep, a broken-ass railway. Nope, no more parts. No, are you not going to give me the last parts I need to fix the robot? Yeah, no. Why do they keep on giving me weapons with stagger lock? Actually, I know why. But I still think stagger lock is a really stupid ability. So, here's what stagger lock is for. When you already have an enemy staggered, you can prevent them from losing stagger by hitting stagger lock. But it also prevents your attacks from building stagger, so you're only essentially focusing in on a subset. Like, there's one person on your team whose attacks don't build stagger. If I were to do that, I'd probably do it on Snow. Snow could work on it with a stagger lock weapon. I mean, he's not gonna, but he could do it. Whew. You didn't like that, did you?
Now. This'll be quick.
And deprotect, man, you're just a jerk.
Cheers.
Thank you, Hope.
Careful now. Thank you.
You're not such a bad healer, Hope. Good job.
Turn the tide.
All right. 800 isn't so bad, right? I mean, nearly 900 damage. That's nothing to really worry about. We got this. It's no big deal. Come on, team. If you want to survive this, thank you. Jesus. That one just wasn't taking it easy. He really wanted to tear us apart. God, what did we do to him? Alright, we're almost there. We're about to fight the boss that made me quit this game. Stagger lock, stagger lock. Paper tiger. Okay, well, where is... Glaive. Good work. Tear of woes. Tears of woe. Tears of woe. Ineffable fluid. Okay. Can be sold as a premium. There we go. So we've had a Cactar doll and a Moogle puppet. I mean, that's not much of a premium. Oh wait, and then we need to buy... maybe. Probably not. I'm pretty sure we need an adamantine for Lightning's weapon. Alright. Let's go see what happens.
Ragnarok. Come day of wrath, O pulse the sea. Embrace thy fate, thine home to burn. That
Sarah has a
fallen
much better
souls
voice than I do.
might bear our plea to hasten the divine's return.
Aha.
O piteous wanderer, Ragnarok. Make of this day a brave epoch. Deliver the divine, Ragnarok.
Sarah, how did you...
I was waiting for you to open your eyes. All the time I was asleep, I knew what was happening. I kept trying to think of a way to save Cocoon. Together.
Sarah?
You get it now. There are no gods with miracles to save us. No matter where you look. That's why we have to call one. Destroy Orphan. We'll save the world.
Stop it!
You can't do that. You love me too much. You do, don't you, Claire?
Enough already.
Her name is Claire.
Listen up. We are all shooting for the same goal here.
And the result of that is this.
You son of a...
Think you can just punch a god? I mean, that was literally your plan for everything, but
You
still.
betray your foul seed to chase after dreams and shadows. The world you claim to wish to protect now faces the end of days, with no hope of salvation.
I
Does
didn't
it?
think Fal'Cie had the means.
Oh, it won't be Fal'Cie who destroy her. For centuries now, Cocoon has provided generously for its human inhabitants every want and need. Coddled them, one might even say. The result being their deep-seated fear and hatred of change and all things alien. Fed, nurtured, and ready to detonate at the slightest spark. The seeds of destruction take root, even now.
Okay, okay.
What did you do to Cocoon?
I resigned, appointing Reigns as Primarch in my stead.
Reigns?
Oh,
He's alive?
that man is not steady.
It is restrung to serve my needs, yes. Its eyes had long since turned to glass. Of course, the cavalry's eyes will see our friend as nothing more than a traitor to their cause. They'll say the Fal'Cie got to him too, or some such drivel. And imagine when I spread word that it's Orphan tugging at his strings. What happened happens next.
You're gonna use the cavalry to take the thing out?
Well,
Perhaps. Or perhaps I'll feign the howling of Pulsian wolves and let the fear-addled sheep slaughter themselves first.
Huh.
Either way, the end is at hand.
you're a very wicked individual.
Yourselves, will you enjoy the festivities beside me? Or perhaps reach the end here, in the land where it all began?
All those lives.
So far, there's only the one phase of Bartantalus. But this was the fight. This was the one that stopped me from wanting to finish this game. I mean, we already seem to be doing better than I recall doing in my first playthrough, but we'll see. But not so much better that we need to not worry about it.
Your focus and save your precious arrow. Why do you
Okay. So now he has a weird choir for a head. Oh, firing 2 lasers now. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
perhaps this?
Bring it on.
Okay, so Daze is like Confuse, except it stops action. I'm guessing.
Destroy the world.
Because when hit, they break out of it, so...
The world awaits your salvation.
So, the reason why this fight got me to stop playing this game was because I can literally, as long as I'm careful,
Follow my lead.
not, as far as I'm aware at least, not really lose this fight, because as long as I have someone on Sentinel and someone on healing and have that be like well planned and working, everyone's status effects, all the hit points, everything will be fine. Oh, that's wonderful.
Such marvelous strength.
God damn it.
Can you endure this?
Apotheosis, huh?
Got your back. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be quick. In fact, it would be incredibly slow if we were to actually win only using this configuration. But as far as I recall, like, I think this is how I ultimately ended up beating it. It was just the very slow, plodding method. Stop with the status effects, Jesus. Or at least give me a ribbon or something. Or can I tell the team to spread out more?
And become deceived. You struggle in vain.
Oh, so that was him laughing, huh? Okay.
Let's go!
Alright. That's fine. Just build up that meter, please. That's all we need. We need a whole hell of a lot of meter. Well, we did get it up pretty high. Not as high as I would like, but still. We also need hit points, so we'll have to wait a little bit.
Got your back.
That's great and all, but if you... God damn with the status effects. If we're already cursed, that's what I thought. Nothing additional. Wonderful.
Careful now.
Bring it on!
Can you endure this?
Yes, yes we can. We can endure your apotheosis. Which, by the way, great word. Don't remember its exact definition, but it's just a very good word.
Take it down, get it.
Alright. Time to build that up as quickly as we can. Get that stagger through the roof before we switch back over to just hitting him with really weak attacks again.
Try just begun.
Woo! That ability hurts. Especially when you're already half dead.
Careful now. Got your back.
Yeah, well, look at that. We got him like a third of the way down now. How exciting is that? A third of his hit points gone.
Bring it on!
Can you conquer
Yeah, we're actually fine with you using Apotheosis. Of all your abilities, it's my favorite one. That being said, I don't really care for much of what you have to offer. So is the implication that the choir around his head is what's singing? Because it doesn't quite match up to the music. Like,
learn your fate?
just not quite.
Got your back. Careful now.
I think we're supposed to use summons on these fights, but why? You know?
Crave death's release.
Not really. Do you guys crave Death's release? I mean, I do. But I don't think these characters much do. You know? I just don't think they're really in for it.
Let's go!
You struggle in vain.
Ho 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 ho! Ho ho, that hurt a lot. Jesus.
Careful now.
Perhaps this.
Got your back.
Although, being cursed isn't great, it's not the worst status effect you can put on this. You know, I mean, that is probably the worst status effect you can put on this. There we go.
Take down.
You know what? It's got a little bit of time. Let's even the odds a little bit. At least we'll try. Not a whole lot though. Don't have that much. Okay. Oh, we were able to reduce his magic and increase our physical damage, so that's something, right? Mother.
Let's go!
No man, that's fine. That's fine. We got this. Oh, look at that. Oh, at least Fang can get in there too.
Try just begun.
Nope. Healing, please. F you. God dang.
Got your back.
Your bones and save your precious arrow.
God.
The world
Bring it on!
awaits your salvation. Crave death's release.
I really don't like this fight. It is overly long and not very complicated.
Thanks.
The only reason we're doing this is because it'll help us in the long run. It'll help make this fight faster because we can stay on relentless assault more often. Yep, that's his name. Alright, well, he's over half. He's over halfway down. And, I mean, we've only been in this boss fight for like 10 minutes. Nope. Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting. Let Hope worry about the health thing.
The world despises you.
Hope's job is the health.
Have become
Yours is the enemy's health. That's all you need to worry about, Lightning. Easily, yes, thank you. Although it removed all status effects from both sides. Interesting. Well, all positive on our side, negative on his side. I'm not sure I like that.
Thanks.
Although Daze didn't work, so that's good. Got rid of Curse just as Curse came back. If only we were doing like 100,000 damage a hit or something. Or even, you know, like 10,000 damage a hit. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Well, let's see here. Even at... it'd be nice if I could see the damage I'm dealing, game. Oh, so less than 1,000 when he's not in stagger mode. That's just... oh shit. Wonderful. Well, there it goes. Fight's over. Oh shit. Because we stopped paying attention to our health there for a little bit. We were really lucky. Real lucky. I want to say my first time through, my team for this was Lightning, Snow, and Zaz, and Lightning. No. Must have been Lightning, Zaz, and Vanille. Because I remember doing a lot of commando work with just an absurd amount of healing. $2,000 a hit. That's not bad. Freaking Daze sucks. Oh, thank you. Because you wanted to curse us, you brought us back. Thank you, sir.
Can you endure this?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Although I really wish I didn't have to endure this. And by this, I mean the game. So far, this has been longer than our entire fight against Jekt, Yu Yevon, and the Summons. And this is not the final fight. Just let that sink in. Just a tad. I'm just talking about the fight portion. There was a lot more story in the Jekt situation. Almost there. Almost got that 200. Just hope is gonna keep healing us. There we go. Crying out loud. That's good. It doesn't get rid of his stagger. We at least get to keep that built up. Not that it matters, because our team is so messed up we can only have one person attacking, so we're not really doing all that much damage. And he keeps on freaking putting us into daze.
Destroy the world it despises.
So how are you guys doing tonight?
Got your back.
I, for one, am extraordinarily looking forward to the end of this game, and just in general to being able to play something different tomorrow.
Bring it on. Thanks.
Ah.
Pitiless the sea.
And now, you may understand why this fight got me to quit the game.
Death's release.
Wonderful. And now we have
Artandalus.
a more tangible timeline. 1600 seconds. We have to kill him in 1600 seconds now.
Follow my lead.
Careful now.
And Doom is not one of the status effects you can just Asuna away. Crying out loud.
Learn your place.
Got your back.
Even you conquer
Well, only 1,000 seconds left.
Take down the enemy.
Try has just begun.
Yep, can't care. Don't have enough time to care. Right freaking there. Okay. Thank goodness. Because if we had lost that, I might not have a controller right now. Goddess's favor, huh? Well, the Crystarium is expanded. So it's a good thing I didn't continue to use up all that XP.
The time has come. Allow me to extend my invitation. To save a people beyond salvation, there is only Ragnarok.
Alright guys, get in my... use my ride to get back.
Cocoon suffers. Release her from the pain.
No? Also, we're still missing 2 parts from her robot. Alright, so let's take a look at our expanded Crystariums and see what upgrades, what level ups we have to expand on. there's certainly a lot here. A lot of stats. Which I am okay with, because that is mostly what we need. Our abilities are fine, we just need a whole hell of a lot more stats. And we might have enough experience. Oh no, we won't. Okay, good. Oh wait, never mind. I mean, we won't have enough for all of them, but we can completely tap out one of them. So, Commando, done. Ravager. Thundaga, that'll be useful. Army of One. Unleash a devastating flurry of blows. Chain of bonus effect varies by situation. Okay. I mean, that's kind of neat. Alright, so you, my dear, are going down the Sentinel path to completion. Ooh, there's a lot here on the Sentinel one. Maybe it just looks like a lot. I don't know. It's hard to judge these Crystariums. If HP is above a certain threshold, retain 1 HP when an attack would otherwise KO you. That's awesome. What is that threshold? Are you not going to tell me? Or is it going to be apparent in fight? Oh yeah, look at all that HP. Also, look at her magic. I mean, that's going to be going away here pretty soon, but... Wow. Didn't even quite get there. And you, young lad, will spend more time as a medic. Ooh, Kiraja. Range proportional to the amount of damage they have taken. So it's a single target, really powerful. And then we need to see what this other thing that we got was. The, what is it? The goddess's something. Blessing? Yeah, I think it was Blessing. I don't know why I even went down that path. Well, I'm sure strength actually does something even if you're a character that doesn't use your strength, but still. Now these three are probably gonna go a lot farther. Stopka, huh? Why? I guess that kind of makes sense being in medic. Because you want to stop the enemy from attacking your allies long enough to heal them, but still, it's a little weird. It's kind of weird that it keeps popping up and telling us like, yeah, you got this thing. Yeah, I know I got that thing. You don't need to pop up and tell me. Not only can I see it, but not only can I see it on my little character card, but I can see it when I reach the point. Because I get to move past it. And yet you try to get me to believe that it's like somehow new or special or... I don't know. Maybe it's just to make it more obvious to people that, yeah, you actually got it. Actually, that seems like it probably what it was. That seems like a focus testing thing. How's your Sentinel going to come along there? Snow? Are you still going to have the highest hit points of the entire team? It certainly seems that way. Jesus. Yep. Though I don't know what you're going to be doing with all that HP. I mean, aside from just shrugging off blows from the enemy. In the very rare chance that I actually pull you in. Just the volume of hit points that they give this character. It's almost absurd. Almost absurd. Crush your foes with a ruinous blow. Clearing chain gauge. Damage varies by situation. I think that's essentially their way of saying, like, hey, really tough enemies take less damage. Although I don't know why you need to add something like that to a game. It's not like there's legal ramifications where you need to cover your ass. Unleash a devastating volley of gunfire. I don't get some of the level up stuff, like gaining hit points in all the trees, sure. But gaining strength and Ravager? Only a couple of the characters, and I think it's just Zaz and Lightning, get the elemental bonus melee or weapon attacks. Everyone else just casts spells. They don't even get the option for those elemental effect basic attacks, or elemental affected attacks. Well, our team is definitely better. And did we finally wake you guys up?
So, this is the end of the rainbow, huh? Well, here's hoping the pot's full of tips on dealing with crackpot Fal'Cie.
No, I don't remember this being here before. I guess it's new, huh?
Well, it would be a person.
Must be. I suppose it might be a record of what happened. You know, after we turned to crystal.
We know that they're people. They've spoken to us. Or we can hear their thought. I don't really know how that works, but
Cocoon, where the slaves of Lindsay dwell, is the enemy of all life fostered by Pulse's sacred hand.
okay.
So our Fal'Cie determined Pulse's will, chose l'Cie, and gave them a focus. Become Ragnarok and bring about the end of Cocoon. And so the beast arose, defeated Lindsay's hateful Fal'Cie, and prepared to tear Cocoon apart. But her providence betrayed our l'Cie, draining Ragnarok of strength. Their focus only half complete, the l'Cie were taken to the enemy's land by Bartandalus, curse his name. And the goddess said, the sea who rest upon Cocoon will reawaken, however long they may wait. And Ragnarok will rise again, to tear the land from its seat in the sky.
Well,
Her
interesting.
Is absolute.
Guess the jig is up.
Cocoon's done for, isn't it?
Yeah, don't sweat it. If we go ahead and smash Cocoon, you know some makers sure to roll up and save the day.
Will it?
As long as Fal'Cie are around,
Will it really?
this fight is never gonna end. So let's finish it. Let's get Daisley.
So what do we do about Orphan?
We help Orphan. What else can we do? If we can manage to keep it safe.
Another war breaks out somewhere down the road. We're Lassie.
Yeah.
It's not like we can make people stop fighting.
What if we just hang out here on Pulse forever?
Lightning, you told me on Cocoon. It's not a question of can or can't. We just do it. That's our only choice this time.
Our only choice is to
Maybe it
make
won't
everyone
do
stop
much.
fighting.
Maybe only one person will listen to us.
If
But
we're
even
lucky.
then,
Remember, we're
isn't
monsters.
trying better than doing nothing?
Because ripples can make waves.
Okay, kids have gone crazy.
Revolutionaries always get cold crazy.
That is definitely true.
When I was on Cocoon, I wished on those fireworks. I wished to not let anything happen to Cocoon this time.
Well, that's a very noble
But I
wish.
shouldn't have wished for that. Wishes aren't enough. Prayers either.
Whoa.
This time I'm making a promise. I will keep Cocoon safe. I promise. No
Wishes
matter
and
what.
prayers don't matter. Good job,
Guess
Final
it takes
Fantasy.
losing everything to make you see how much you have to fight for. Huh.
And we're the only ones who can do it, right?
Right.
All right then. Let's tie up loose ends.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And what loose ends do we have? We can go and fix the robot. We can do a whole bunch more of the, like, go back and try and do all the side missions if we so chose. Instead, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set a save point here. And a second save point here. Alright, so we have 2 save points here. And then we're gonna go get on a little birdie and head on home to that giant hole with an energy field, I think, and then also a bunch of crap falling off of it. We never talk about that, do we? What is going on there? Yep, if we board this, we will leave Cocoon now and forever. That was our... This is your last chance.
Even if we were chasing shadows, our minds were made up. We'd realized along the way that choice was the only thing we had left.
Is it?
Maybe we'd fall short. Maybe we'd never even come close. But someone, someday, would know we'd tried.
I guess if they had to fight your Seath, then yeah, they would realize then. there's... That's Shiva, isn't it? Or not Shiva, Siren. Is it because it's a siren's call? No, that's fine. Back on Eden. There looks to be some sort of race or something.
Your Eminence. It is time. The people await your address.
And so, we greet the new dawn.
You're weird. Also, you're dead.
People of Cocoon, my fellow citizens, we have survived the twilight and gather now to welcome the dawn of the day on which we decide our fate.
That's
Many of the lessons we have learned during our long night of hardship and sacrifice. And now we face choices. Choices which must be made as our hearts dictate and not abandoned to uncaring chance. Let us forge ahead with unflinching courage and honor the fallen with action.
This is a pretty good speech.
With these hands, we shape the future.
Yeah, that was a pretty good speech. I'm guessing there's some sort of scoring system by going through the loops, and the smaller the loop, the better your score. Yeah, that's totally Siren. What's how's Alexander gonna help you with this? I'm sorry, I don't understand that one. He's a castle.
Close call. And the hero saves the day.
Oh.
Probably should have covered that.
Yeah, probably.
Hi there.
Well, shit.
Cut him off. Oh, I think we have a winner.
Now!
Well, Alexander did something awesome. He just caught a whole bunch of really fast motorcycles and killed a bunch of people. That was kind of unintelligible. The camera's still just a bit too close to the action for this. Oh, that was probably a bad idea. Although this is one of the few times when summons do something outside of the in-game combat in a Final Fantasy. The main other time was in 9.
Let's go.
I mean, both times were both cutscenes, but still, it was something, right? Well, all right then.
The storm is here! Until next time.
Oops.
Back off.
Ah, shit. What is my team makeup? Can I switch that, please? Can I please just get a different team? Ooh. God, and these... There we go. Now, drive into the piss out of him. There we go. Fight's over. Yeah, 26,000. A Tesla turbine? No. That sounds kind of awesome.
What's that sound?
Nothing good. That's for sure.
Say again, Patrol, and speak clearly. The armies of Pulse, they're using transgates! Transgates? How many coming through? Numbers unconfirmed, but it's a full-scale invasion. Eden's being overrun.
That sucks. We did not plan on that. Oh, how are these people alive? The thing takes a step near me and we die. I guess the normal citizens of Cocoon just have a ridiculous number of hit points. Or they just didn't want to show a whole bunch of people getting KO'd.
Where'd they come from?
What are those things?
You had no idea what you were getting into, did you, sir?
An army of creatures is attacking the city. It's a Pulse invasion force. Your Eminence, we must evacuate.
Alright, cavalry.
So, Reigns, is this the cocoon you dreamed of?
My dream is but a Fal'Cie's fancy now.
Yeah.
End it.
Well, he did his duty.
Idealism. Defeated blood and it howls for more!
Yes, actually, that is kind of true about idealism.
What's going on out there?
It looks like the cavalry's made their move.
There's more to it than that. They're saying Eden is crawling with Pulse nasties.
You should be able to see them.
This is out of control. What'll happen to Cocoon?
It's all out war.
Did we cause this by coming back? Or Tantalus's prediction? It's all coming true.
Well, his future
Prediction?
stops right here.
I
We're
don't
the
know if I
ones who
would
decide
call
what happens
manipulation a
next.
prediction,
Let's
but,
get moving.
Right.
you know. To each their own, I suppose.
We have to stop the Fal'Cie. That's our real focus.
Anything over here for us? Nothing over there. Oh, also... No, team. This... simply... will not do. Much better. Nope. Swap those. And this becomes Saboteur. There we go. Now it'd probably be smart if I set up more, but I don't use more, so, you know. Can we get on the little jet bike thingy? No. Damn it. Oh well. Still nothing, huh? Okay, well then, how about we take this glaive and jam this turbine into it. Yeah! That's how you make a glaive. You just smash it with a turbine engine. Doesn't matter, so we'll do this one. Ooh. There's an item. Oh, hey, there we go. Finally, one of them tagged me.
Wide open.
Oh. We are not on the right one. There we go. Yeah, whatever. Your miasma ain't squat.
You're nothing. Eat this. Easy.
There we go. Easy peasy. But there's no lemons here, so none of that nonsense. Ooh, we got the lion heart now. Does that do anything super awesome? Quick stagger. Allows instant staggering of enemies near their stagger threshold. And that's... but it reduces our ATB build, and we're all about an ATB build. Because in the long run, an ATB build is better. Yep, come here, come here. Thank you. It really is. In the long run, an ATB build is way the hell better. God damn it.
New strategy. Eat this.
There we go. Bulwark is going to get screwed now. And the reason an ATB build is better overall is because it allows for different strategies than just damage output. I mean, that's really all that lightning is just a damage machine, but still, it allows for the potential of other strategies. Any other items over here? There's an item over there. How do we get to it? Is it down this way? Yes-ish? A whole bunch of gil, yeah. That's awesome. Anything on that? Nope, nothing there. Alright. In general, this particular area is not wonderful. Let's see what's up ahead.
Okay, I don't know about this.
About what?
we could fly.
We can jump.
Huh? What are you?
Nothing to it! See you ground side.
Wait a minute! You're all crazy!
Don't want to get left behind, do you? Just remember, don't drop the gizmo.
Bang!
How does Fang know how to use it?
This thing? Okay!
Oh, I mean, I guess Fang did spend a fair amount of time with the cavalry, so. Yeah, good luck keeping your eyes open.
You could have won me!
That's how they get around on Cocoon.
That's how light gets around.
Let's go.
That, yeah, no, that's a fair point. Pretty much only lightning does stupid shit like that.
Right.
And no experience or items for all those kills. Somehow, we learned nothing from that. The Grand Prix circuit over to the Skywalk, huh? Anything behind us? Nothing at all. Alright. Guess we'll fight our way through. I mean, what else can we do, right? That's really all there is. God dang it.
Thanks.
I really should just switch that over. Oh man, I feel sorry for these guys. These core defenders really didn't stand a chance. I wonder what they were told. Wait, whoa. Money. That's right, we're fighting people. We can get money again. Maybe that means we can eventually buy the item we need to actually level up Lightning's weapon. Holy crap. Yeah, get rid of the Archangel. He's different and unique and different. And you know what we don't like here on Cocoon? Things that are different. Actually, humans in general don't like change or anything to be different because we're pattern completionists. We're a very weird species, psychologically speaking. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's something. Yeah, what have you got now? You've got a lion heart. That's kind of neat. But what I want to do is sell a few incentive and credit chips. And still probably not have enough money. Oh, what's here? Oh. Platinum bangle, royal armlet, and Entite ring. Yeah, some very good equipment. But what I want is here. Yeah, I'm still a ways off. Not a big amount off. Just like 100,000 gil off. Jesus. So we won't effectively be able to upgrade the Axis blade. That's just not going to happen. So those were some big spells. I like big spells. They're kind of flashy and awesome looking. Usually like really awesome looking. Adamantheron? Oh, if we can somehow earn an adamantite from these guys, I am totally freaking down. I will grind this area for minutes trying to get one. But yeah, I kind of doubt that they would drop something that awesome in a fight.
Stay sharp! Move!
Ooh, the cavalry.
Station secure! Cavalry, stand down! Eden's under our jurisdiction.
I don't think so anymore there, buddy. And the cavalry left. So I guess now it's under my jurisdiction. Yeah, these guys feel really bad for these normal people. Like they have some tricks up their sleeve to try and stop us, but just the normal guys really don't stand much of a chance, do they? All those we saw from that cutscene, a bullet's a bullet. If you put a bullet right into the brain pan of a Fal'Cie, it still puts them down. Especially if they're essentially willing to let it happen, so they don't have a summon or anything like that trying to stop you from hurting them. So is that grenade just there, just generally doing damage, even to this guy, and so he used a really powerful ability just to get rid of the grenade? I'm down for that. Yeah, I like the idea of doing something really dumb like that. Yeah, let's get a couple more of these fights in, especially if we can get more of the fights with the people in. That'd be really handy. Depending on what time it is when we get back to the save point, we might just call it a night here. We'll see. Because we're back on the track of not being able to really move backward, so we need to milk this area for as much as we can, money-wise. Less so XP. XP will come when we need it. I mean, XP is XP, and we're approaching the power level that will be maxed out for our current capabilities. Or availability. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, the people came back. Good. Hey, buddy. At least some of them did. Maybe all of them. That'd be great. Yeah, sorry, Core Steward. Damn, when you miss a hit, it punishes you. we go. Yeah, we might be overpowered for these current
There was just getting
fights, but
started.
certainly not for some of the stuff that's coming up. I can't imagine that this kind of trend is gonna keep being viable, where we barely even have to, or actually don't even have to think, where all we do is mash the A button over and over again. Although I don't know why I should think that. That's literally been 90% of the fights in this game. Alright. In fact, I've probably partially damaged my controller, putting more stress on that button than needs to be. Alright, so let's see here. Commando is done. We are working on Ravager next. Hey, look at that. Got a whole bunch of more magic and got a new ability. What more could you ask for? Actually, honestly, what more could you ask for? Sentinel, that's right. She didn't quite hit the end of that. Alright, Sentinel done. On to Commando. A lot more hit points, magic, a lot more strength. I'm guessing these abilities that we're getting at the end here are equivalent to limits. That's the only reasonable explanation I have. So did you did not quite master medic. Okay. Damn. And then we need to sell all of our credit and incentive chips. What are we at? Oh, why did I even bother looking? The answer? Nowhere near what we need to be. Couple Tears of Woe, and that'll do something, I'm sure. Ooh, that Choben armor is pretty nice. Alright, so we're still a little ways off from another level up on the glaive. And you know what? We're at 8:54. We are going to call it a night tonight. So I want to thank everybody for coming and hang out with me. I especially want to thank Day Zero for participating in chat, if only a little bit. Again, remember that tomorrow we will not be playing... Hey, Mr. Henry. Thank you for participating in chat as well. Remember that tomorrow we will not be playing Final Fantasy 13. We're going to be playing Next Hero Up as part of the beta event, as we were invited to do so by the developers. So I hope you will join me for that. We're probably going to start a little early and go a little late, just so we can keep playing as much as possible. And like I said, I hope you guys will join me for that and check out this new game. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. See you tomorrow.